Hi, I'm Jocelyn. This is my video testimonial. So prior to beginning Woman Code, I was in a really rough, sad, inert place. I had already read the book and was trying to implement it in my life, but I wasn't sticking with it. It wasn't like I really was giving everything total commitment. And I can remember listening to a PMS podcast right before my period because I had been having such bad PMS, and I'm talking like fatigue to the point where I couldn't work. I literally, like, once right before the bleeding and right after the bleeding, I'd have to be in bed, cramping, just total despair, breast tenderness, whole body bloated. I was experiencing this every month, and it was at the point where I was blocking out relationships, whether romantic, with my family. I wasn't communicating. I wasn't able to love my body or look at it with respect and admiration because I felt like it was failing me. I was having energy maybe for 7 days of the month. And it basically was like, how can I accomplish anything? So then the results of going through flow were that, or going through the Women Code, were that suddenly I started re-identifying what gave me pleasure. And instead of listening to other people's insecurities and other people's plans and feelings, I started listening to my own. And it totally swung my life around. I got out of some unhealthy relationships. I started attracting men and friends who were very interested in, like, loving the feminine and hearing about my voice and things I liked doing, and, like, things that I found pleasurable and sexy. I have a consistent period now. It does change every now and then, but when that happens, I know what my body is communicating with me. So we're like in this relationship where it's all juicy and like beautiful. I feel so supported now by my systems, by my body. I understand how to nourish them. So my life has gotten really rich and full. Like my relationships with my women friends are much fuller because I can talk about this stuff. I can talk about our hormone cycles. I can talk about what's triggering our emotions, and I can guide us to feel into them so that we feel more intimate, we feel more connected, we feel more available then to go out to the world, to our husbands, to our friends. My career, I'm a creative person, and I was really blocked creatively before, and now I just feel so clear on the stories I want to write. I feel very clear on how to connect with the people I need to make my projects happen. And I'm feel really just in trust with my cycle is going to get me there. Like the energy that my cycle is bringing up each month, like I can just relax into it, and it's going to get me there. Um, Breast tenderness is gone. Most of the clots are gone. That magnesium is huge. I have energy all through the month. Even when I'm bleeding now, I have energy, which is amazing. Like I don't ever have to stop and like totally check out. I just keep riding it. And I know how my body's going to respond. So if I do choose, 20% of the time to go and do something that's going to trigger a low blood sugar drop, or I want to have alcohol, like I know now what to expect from my body, and I know how to nourish that and take care of it and sort of catch it there so that I can experience the pleasure of that. And lastly, pleasure, like eating my food, like connecting with friends, like feeling sensations in my body, my orgasm. I was so cut off from my orgasm before, and because flow put such an emphasis on that, I figured out ways to cultivate it, and it's just bringing me into just so much more, for lack of a better word, power. Like I'll walk into a room or I'll walk down the street and all these people will be looking at me because I'm a woman who is literally tapping into my power source. And that is the most important thing on the planet. So yes, I think my most valuable takeaway was tapping into my orgasm, and was letting myself take action that fed that pleasure and that power. Like whether it's the foods I eat or the people I engage with, it gave me the ability to stop listening to other people's, like I said, insecurities and fears, and start listening to like what I actually need and what I actually want, and being like, I can give that self. My body can give that to myself. I can give it to my body. Clearly my future is influenced because I talk about this all the time, and I've started, I'm going to run my business according to the flow cycle. I'm going to teach it to my children, my nephews and nieces. Like it's made me more in tune with the seasons. So I feel like I just can like trust so much more in my life. And that's able for me now to feel safe and good about going after everything that I desire with like a real just appetite. And I definitely am going to recommend it to a friend. I already have it. Something I want to share with women who are considering doing this. So it takes a little friction and some vulnerability in getting dirty up top. Like when you start the program, there's going to be some kinks that you have to work through and things that you have to test on your body. But that little struggle up front can bring you into a space where you can just totally let go and just ride it. And that's something that I want every woman on the planet to have. Because women are, like I said, a power source, a creative power source that everyone can plug into. And when we are in flow, then we have so much more goodwill to share with everyone else. And it just can change the whole dynamic, not only of a room or a community, but I think of the world. So yeah, I want every woman to have that ease and that just effortless enjoyment, trust, desires met, creativity, laughter, playfulness, sensuality. I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. I feel like this was something that I have wish I had known my entire life. Thank you.